My last video listed the shoes I used in 2020. Today, I'm going to go through the shoes I plan to purchase in 2021. Running in old shoes is a common cause of injury. You don't tend to notice the slow degradation over time until you're injured. Having different shoes with different ages in your rotation means you're never doing all your runs in old shoes. Of course, this means you need to periodically add new shoes to the rotation, not only to replace the retired shoes, but maintain the age spread amongst the different shoes. So what new shoe purchases do I have planned for 2021? The shoe I'm most keen upon is the New Balance 1080 version 11. I see the 1080 as a more cushioned, slightly more structured version of the New Balance Beacon, and envisage it becoming my long run shoe. The Beacon is one of my favourite shoes, definitely the most comfortable. The only real gripe I have is the lack of energy return. I'm hoping the newer Fresh Foam X midsole in the 1080 version 11 will improve this. The 1080 has an 8mm ramp, a little more than what I usually prefer, but should be fine for long runs, and I'm also happy to add diversity to my rotation. Other differences to the Beacon are significantly more cushioning and far more tread on the outsole. This should provide more protection for the legs on long runs and a longer lasting shoe, but unfortunately adds a bit of weight. Whereas the Beacon is very light, the 1080 weighs in between the Clifton and Glide Ride. Not considered a heavy shoe, but not a lightweight either. Again, shouldn't be an issue for long runs. Based on my experience with the New Balance Beacon and the New Balance Rebel, I expect these shoes to be super comfy, and with the extra cushioning, I think they'll be a fantastic long run shoe. The New Balance 1080 version 11 has just been released. Unfortunately, at $260 Australian, it is very expensive, especially compared to the Beacon that retails for $170. Next shoe is the Asics Nova Blast. Like the New Balance 1080, I would be buying these for the long run. However, because the Nova Blast has been out for a while, I'm already seeing them heavily discounted, meaning I'm likely to buy the Nova Blast first. Compared to the 1080s, same weight but even steeper ramp at 10mm compared to 8. And a very different type of bouncy cushioning with their Flight Foam Blast midsole. The Nova Blast came out at a similar time to the Asics Glide Ride. Reviewers raved about the Glide Ride, but opinions on the Nova Blast seemed to be mixed. So I bought the Glide Rides. But when the same reviewers were listing their best running shoes of 2020, the Nova Blast was often in the top 3, whereas the Glide Rides barely got a mention. The Nova Blast is second choice behind the New Balance 1080, but likely to buy them first due to price. The Hoka One One Mark IV. Pretty much all reviewers hated the Mark III, but they all loved the Mark IV. General consensus was that it was a combination of the Rincon and Clifton, but better than both of them. I'm already planning to replace the Clifton with the New Balance 1080 or the Asics Nova Blast, so the Mark IV would be replacing the Rincon. I've often mentioned fit issues with the Hokas, but some of the reviewers seem to think the Mark IV fit is closer to how I like. So I'm quite excited about this shoe. It hasn't been released yet, but I'm expecting it to be expensive, so it may take a little while before it gets discounted into my price range. Next is the New Balance Beacon version 3. I currently own and love the version 2, but being one of my go-to shoes means the mileage is built up, so a replacement will be needed fairly shortly. Good news is they've been out for a while, and I've already seen them discounted from 170 down to 120 Australian, same price I paid for the version 2. More good news is that they have upgraded the midsole to Fresh Foam X, which apparently provides a bit of energy return, my only gripe with version 2. Unfortunately, it has also gained almost an ounce in weight. Shouldn't be an issue considering I only use these for aerobic and recovery runs, but you never like things to get heavier. Finally, New Balance FuelCell RC Elite. These are New Balance's carbon plated super shoes. If all goes well, these are what I plan to use for the half Ironman triathlon in November, so I don't need them for a while. Because these will be expensive, I intend to buy them from a shoe shop so that I can try them out on the treadmill before buying. I'm not guaranteed to buy this model, but based on the fact I find New Balance shoes fit my feet the best, I think this is the most likely candidate. To compete with Nike, all the running shoe companies race to get their carbon-plated super shoes released in time for the Tokyo Olympics. I'm expecting a lot of these companies will release a second version of their super shoes before the rescheduled Olympics, hopefully making the current models much cheaper. Other possible options would be the Saucony Endorphin Pro, Nike Vaporfly Next Percent, or the new Hoka option, which is very similar to the Mark IV I discussed earlier. Would love to see people list their favourite shoes in the comments. Also, let me know if you agree or disagree with my choices for 2021. I hope you found it interesting. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. I'll see you later.